Do you suffer from PTSD? From trauma? From weight gain that might be driven from bad habits as a child? Overeating because you were the last in a large family, or work habits that drove you to eat really fast? Did you have anxiety disorders associated with eating? Fears that are overcoming you because of the elections? Where do they stem from? Where do these fears, anxieties, PTSD traumas? Many of you have had traumas from military experiences or childhood traumas. What happens when our memories and our brain establishes these patterns and thoughts after a traumatic experience? What happens is we actually develop input from our ears, from our nose, from our taste, from what we're seeing. And that actually goes into the deeper recesses of our brain, an area called the thalamus. And from the thalamus, we set up behaviors and emotions that then become part of memory. And that memory becomes a permanent fixture in the deeper recesses of our brain. And so when we have something similar, it drives an associated behavior. And if we tracked that trauma and that experience to a smell, a taste, an anxiousness that was attributed to a taste or a smell or a behavior, a lot of times they ride together and they remain in the recesses of our brain. And it's really important, if we want to heal from whatever it may be, fear, anxiety, PTSD, eating disorders because of childhood traumas, we have to dissociate and become very aware of these parallel lines. Many things can be done. A lot of times, psychologists will use cognitive behavioral therapy, coaching, to help you understand this, but we really have to be aware of when those memories started. And like a very great psychologist that I recently heard, she said, if you don't think through it and allow it to pass through, kind of like a tubing or a hose, and release it, the tubing gets kinked in that hose and it builds up, and that fear and that trauma remains associated with anxiety, fear and more anxiety that really doesn't make sense for the current era or situation, or a traumatic experience that may also not be as traumatic currently, but it feels just like that traumatic experience that happened so long ago. So really it's thinking through the thoughts of what paralyzed you or caused you to continue to eat and eat rapidly and eat volumes. It's breaking that down so that those deeper recesses get reset and the deeper areas in our brain can be reset. And that flow of thinking and understanding can be broken down and passed so that it doesn't cripple you and make you sick from a neurologic or emotional standpoint or an eating standpoint. I hope this was helpful, and we will put a diagram up associated with this. And if you like it, please hit like, and I hope you come to enjoy some of our other videos. Have a nice day.